Good morning, student. In our last video, we have discussed about training and doping in sports, in which we have discussed about training. Training means to give practical and theoretical knowledge. It is generally a long-term process based on scientific and systematic principle to improve the performance. And sports training, it is a process of preparation of a sports person for a sports performance so that his performance can be improved. Okay, sports training, it is a process of preparation of a sports person for a sports performance so that his performance can be improved. And sports training, it is uh, divided into three part. Sports training, it is divided into three part: preparatory part, competition part, and transactional part. Okay, training period. In preparatory period, we prepare our player for the competitions. Okay, in preparation period, we prepare the player for the competitions, in which we develop the physical fitness of our players and his basic skill. Physical fitness, that is physical fitness, we develop the physical fitness. In preparatory period also, there are three phases: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. in phase 1 in phase 1 we develop the general ability. In phase 1 we develop the general ability and um, general abilities, that is, we develop the strength, endurance of a person's. And in second phase we develop the specific physical fitness, like we develop the speed, flexibility, and coordinative ability of a sports person. And in third phase we develop the tactics and strategies, and also try to achieve perfection in every movement for the competition. And second phase is competition period. In competition period, the player participate in the competitions, and before participating in a competition, first he participate in a practice match where his mistake is corrected, and then actual participate. After that, he participate in the actual competitions. A transactional period, it is a relaxation period after the competitions. In transaction period, the player get the recovery from the stress of the competitions and ready for the next competition. These are the three period of training methods. And also the training is also divided into three part: macrocycle, macrocycles divided into training, it is divided into three part: macro, meso, and micro training. Training period. Okay, training period divided into three part. In macrocycle, macro means it is a planning for the month. Macro means month planning, and meso means planning for a week, and micro means day planning workout in a training session. Principle Principles of sports training, and we have discussed. And our next topic is warming up. Warming up means warming up, it is a set of exercise which are performed before the competitions to make the player physically and psychologically ready for the competition or for the training. Okay, warming up, it is a set of exercise which are performed before the competitions to make a person physiologically and psychologically ready for the main activity. By performing a warming up, it helps the player mentally ready for the competitions, mentally as well as physiologically, to bear the stress of the competitions. And also, by doing the warming up, it increase the body temperatures. If the body temperatures increase, the neuromuscular coordinations also improve. And it is performed, it is a pre-competition period. Warming up, there are two types of warming up: psychological warming up and physiological warming up. Psychological warming up means preparing preparing the players mentally ready for the competitions. Okay, psychological warming up means preparing the players psychologically ready for the competitions. It can be through motivations, by giving feedback, uh, changing his behavior, etc. Next is physiological warming up. Physiological warming up means making the players physically ready for the competitions. Okay, physiological warming up means making the players physically ready for the competitions. Physiological warming up, physiological warming up is done in two way: active warming up, passive warming up. Passive warming up means warming up. It is the process of warming up his body through any external source, like with the help of massage, sunbath, hot bath, etc. And active warming up means warming up his body through actual participations in the physical activity. The player warm his body with the help of doing physical activity. Active warming up improve the efficiency of the body and tone of the muscle fibers. And active warming up, it is generally uh, done for 10 to 30 minutes. And the persons, the person should not be tired after doing the active warming up. It should be only 10 to 30 minutes. And the main point is, after doing the warming up, it should not be tired, it should be ready for the competitions. Active warming up, it is two type: general warming up and specific warming up. General warming up, it is usually common for every activity. Okay, general warming up, it is general in natures and commonly same for every activity, every game, etc. For examples: jogging, slow running, stretching activity, etc. These are the general warming up which are performed before the activity, and it is usually the same for all the activities or game. General warming up, tone of the major muscle, that is muscle of the leg, hand, etc. It tone up the major muscles and also improve the mobility of the joint. It adjusts the circulatory and respiratory system according to the coming needs. General warming up, firstly in doing general warming up, it is generally 2 to 5 minutes, consists of jogging first. In general warming up, first we do jogging for 2 to 5 minutes, and after doing jogging, do a stretching exercise from top to bottoms, and do our repetitions like neck rotation, shoulder rotations, hip rotations, knee bend, arms rotations, forward and backward bending of the neck, jumping jack, wrist, ankle rotations, few jumping sit-ups, etc. Specific warming up. Specific warming up is specific in natures. Specific warming up. It is specific in nature, and it is different from activity to activity. Specific warming up tone of the small muscles like muscle of the fingers, hand, etc. And it is different from game to game. Mobility, it increase the mobility of the small joint, etc. For examples, in basketball, specific warming up in basketballs like shuttle running, dribbling, shooting, dodging, uh, etc. And in badmintons like arts marking with jump, tossing shuttles, high clears, low clears, smashing, dropping, etc. These are the some specific warming up which are specific in natures and different from activity to activity, and a tone of your small muscle. Next topic is importance. Importance of warming up. If you do warming up, what are its important? The first important is it reduce the injury. If you do warming up, it increase the body temperatures. This make the muscles more flexible, and the contraction will be increased. By this, the chance of injury is reduced. Regulate the system. If you do warming up, it regulate the body systems. It increase the supply of blood to the working tissue. Therefore, more oxygen will supply to the working tissue. Okay, it regulate the systems, because if you do warming up, it increase the circulatory system. It increase the circulatory system, that is, it's increase the supply of blood. There will be the more supply of oxygen rich blood to the working tissue. Increase any energy level. If we do warming up, it increase the metabolic rate. So if our metabolic rate increase, the efficiency of energy productions will also improve. The energy source for working body, and thus the body can work for the long durations. Okay, if we do warming up, the metabolism rate will be increase, which result in increase in energy production. Better response. If we do warming up, there will be the better coordination between nervous system and muscular system, means better neuromuscular coordinations. Therefore, there will be the fast and efficient response of the muscle. Improve concentrations. If we do warming up, it will make you mentally ready for the competitions. Your mind become ready for the coming activity. Increase perfection. If you do warming up, then the perfection in the moment, that is perfection in skill, technique, tactics. Improve endurance. If we do warming up, endurance will be improved as the second wind come fast. During warming up, this second wind delay the fatigue. Next is limbering down. Limbering down means cooling down. Cooling down It is a set of exercises which are performed after the competitions or after after the stressful activity. Okay, limbering down, it is a set of exercise which are performed after the competitions to reduce the body temperatures. When we do warming up, it increases the body temperatures, and by doing the warming up, by doing the limbering down, it's helped to bring down the body temperature to its normal levels. Limbering down, it is done after an activities, after the end of the activity. And in limbering down, the very simple exercise are performed at a slow speed. In limbering down, we perform the simple exercise with a slow speed, like slow jogging exercise, deep breathing exercise, etc. By cooling down, if we cooling down, the temperatures of the body will come to its normal levels, and cooling down helps the body to recover fast from the stressful activity. When we do activity, there will be stress in our body, and after doing the limbering down, it's help to remove the stress from the body and make the body ready for the next workout, ready for the normal workout. Importance of limbering down. What are the importance? The first importance is reduce fatigue. If we do cooling down, it will help to reduce the fatigue by removing the lactic acids which are produced during the training. When we do any activity, the lactic acids is formed, due to which we feel fatigue. And if we do limbering down, it's help to remove the lactic acids, which help to reduce the feeling of fatigue, tiredness, stress, etc. And our muscles will feel comfortable. Body is relaxed. When we do limbering down, our body come to its normal temperatures. Therefore, body is relaxed and again become normal for the next workout. Body is back to its normal temperature. Cooling down, it is a exercise which are done after any activity. Therefore, this exercise set and for readjusting the various body, that is physical, psychological and biological and psychological, that is it's help to bring the body temperature to its normal level, reduce pain in the body. Limbering down helps to reduce the pain in the body, prevent infection. Cooling down helps to reduce the bacteria, virus and fungus infection chance, etc. Because when the body temperature increase, there will be the sweating, etc. So there is a chance of bacteria, fungal infection, etc. So by doing the limbering down, by doing the cooling down, it's help to reduce the chance of infection, disease, etc. Terminologies used in training process, like skill. Skill, it is the ability to perform certain physical tasks. Skill are the basic movement which are performed in game and sports. Okay, skill क्या है? It is skill are the actions or movement commonly used in game and sport. Means skill, it is the basic movement which are used in game and sports, and every game, every sports has different skill. For examples, in basketball, for examples in volleyballs, doing service, and basketball, dribbling. These are the skill, that is specific movement, which is different from game to game. Next is technique. Technique are the basic movement. Technique, it is a basic movement, or it is the ability to perform a physical task in a scientific way, or we can say that technique is it's a combinations of various movement or skill. Means technique, it is the basic movement. Basic movement. It is a combinations of skill. For examples, when we do servicing, what will we do? First we will do running with, and then servicing. Or at the times of long jump, when we do long jump, first we will do the running, knee bend, and then jump. This is the technique, that is the basic movement to perform the skill, and it is the combinations of various skill. This is the technique, that is the combinations of various movement, combinations of various skill, that is technique. It is a basic movement which are performed in game and sports. And basic movement, it is different from activity to activity. For example, when we do long jump, we do 3 jump, and while doing in servicing in volleyballs, first we will do running, we will run, jump, and then hit the ball. This is the technique of doing the skill, that is the basic movement. Next is, what is style? Style is performing a technique in a particular way during the game situations. Means how you will perform the technique. Every individuals have their own style of performing the technique. Each person's due to his specific biological due to his biological specific physical difference, they perform the technique in different way, or every individual has their own unique style, and it is proper use of technique during the play. Tactics. Tactics is the ability to perform the specific movement. Means technique, it is a planned movement which are performed to counter the opponent, and it is practiced during the training. Okay, tactics, it is a planned movement which are performed during the competitions. Means applying the planning, whatever we have planned, applying that movement in the competitions to counter the opponent. Okay, tactics क्या है? Tactics means whatever we have planned, implementing it during the competitions. And strategy, it is a pre-planned movement. We do the strategy before the competitions by observing the strong and weak point of the opponent. Okay, strategy, we make the strategy after observing the strong and weak point of the opponent, and then apply that planned movement at the time of competitions. Okay, tactics क्या है? It is a planned movement which I implement during the competitions. And strategy, it is a pre-planned movement which we do after observing the weak and strong point of the opponent. These are the some terminologies which are used in training, that is skill, technique, style, tactics and strategy. Skill is the specific movement which is used in game and sports. Skill is different from game to game. For examples, basketball, uh, the skill of basketballs the skill of basketballs, for examples, basket throwing, okay, basket throwing, in volleyballs, servicing, etc. And technique, it is a basic movement. It is a combinations of various skill or various movement, or we can say that technique is a basic movement. It is a basic movement, or technique, it is a methods of doing the skill. For examples, in basketball, also, how we do basket. First we run, dribbling of the ball, and then jump, and then doing the basket. Or examples, in volleyballs, at the time of servicing we do the running, and then we um, we jump and then hit the ball. This is the technique. And style means how you will perform the technique, the way of performing the techniques, the way of performing the technique. Tactics means whatever we have planned, applying that planned movement in the competitions to counter the opponent. And strategy, it is a pre-planned movement. It is a pre-planned movement which are done after observing the weak and strong point of the competitors. So we have completed the topic training, in which we have discussed about training, principle of training, warming up and limbering down. Our next topic is doping. Doping means the use of banned performance enhancing drugs. That is, doping means the use of drugs or blood product or any other methods to improve the sports performance. Because nowadays, nowadays the competitions are becoming tough, and there is name and fame in the competitions also. Everyone's want to win the match. The persons are using new technique methods, therefore there is too much competitions in the sports. So the player use drugs to improve his performance. This, the use of drugs or blood products are banned in the sports because it affects the health of the players. So doping means the use of banned performance enhancing drugs in a sports. This drugs, this drugs is considered as unethical and banned in the International Olympic Committee, because the International Olympic Committee wants a dope-free, clean sports and wants to give everyone equal opportunity to compete with each others. Doping, doping matters a substance might harms the health of the athletes and might be fatal also. This is the reason for banning of the drugs in sports by the International Olympic Committee. So what is doping? Doping means the use of drugs or blood product to improve the performance. This drugs is banned by the International Olympic Committee because he won a dope free clean sports and wants to give every player equal opportunity to compete. Because if the player use the drugs, automatic his performance will be improved. So it become unfair for the others athletes who does not take the drugs. Therefore, the IOC banned the drugs to give the equal opportunity for the athletes to compete, and also it is very harmful to the health of the athletes. Doping, the doping drugs are taken by the sports persons during the training, during the competitions, etc. And there are various types of drugs like stimulant, narcotics, beta blockers, and types of doping. Doping, there are three types of doping: drug administrations, blood doping, and gene doping. These are the three types of doping which are done to improve the performance.